ideals, and she's strong, but at the same time she's weak.
And she carried all of that Bakugan shit.
Bakudo,
that guy. All that bullshit storyline at the very end that they threw in. She carried it.
Yes.
And sold it.
Because that was more about her, whereas Danny was the very one-dimensional...
Temper tantrum throwing Danny?
Yeah, his temper tantrums and the very one-dimensional... No, I'm the Iron Fist. I kill the hand. I'm gonna get revenge.
Slap
it's
the
like
shit out of him. God damn it.
Like, the problem with... The one main issue with this this TV series is that there's a lot of elements in it of things that we have seen done to death already.
Yeah, the Arrow flashbacks.
Yeah. Only survivor of a plane crash, whereas Arrow was...
Well, origin story is whatever. You know, and I saw something that was like... A meme that was like... it was a picture of him with his iron fist, and it's like... When people say that... You know, you're just like Green Arrow or whatever.
And he's like clenching his fist
in
anger.
And I was sitting there and I go, technically, he's more like Bruce Wayne. Both parents dead. Multi-millionaire company.
Well, didn't Oliver Queen's, both of his parents die too?
And, I don't know, the TV show. And the TV show was just his dad. And his mom was still there for a while.
Yeah, because the TV show is very accurate.
That is canon, motherfucker.
It's not canon.
No, not at all. Yeah, Deathstroke is Australian. Yay! You assholes.
Yeah, and I mean, he pretty much is. I mean, because his parents died in a crash, and he was like left in a deserted area where Danny Rand was the Himalayas, and Oliver Queen's was an island.
Yeah, but Oliver Queen didn't have a fucking...
No, but they both learned a different skill, whereas one was skilled in archery, the other one became skilled in kung fu.
And I would like to point out that Bruce Wayne was taught every single martial art by
all the different masters. He learned all kinds of martial arts from different
masters. And so that's why I make the
Batman
reference.
But he also learned, he trained with Zatanna's father.
So he knows card tricks?
No, he knows how to escape.
Card tricks, got it.
No, he learned how to escape, like, straitjackets and confinements and things like that.
So he did, like, Houdini training?
Yes.
That's kind of fucking awesome.
Yeah, because when you're, like... He doesn't want a pair of handcuffs to stop him. So...
And a pair of handcuffs doesn't stop Danny Rand.
Nope. He breaks through those things.
Oh! There was parts of this show that were really, really, really good.
One of my favorites is the Drunken Master when he fought him.
And that's in that same episode that I hated, man.
Right, but that was like the one good thing about that episode is when this guy's like kicking the shit out of him with a wine jug.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. There's so many ups and so many downs with this season.
Yeah.
So many. And
they really struggled finding their footing. They really did.
And
I feel like as they're writing the show, they tried to do everything they can to hold off bringing in one of the previous people.
Bakuto?
Yes.
I could give a fuck.
Yeah, I didn't like him. I was happy he got stabbed in the heart.
He's not dead, but anyway.
No, he's not, because of the hand. And see, now this is going to piss me off, because now I'm like, oh, they're dead. No, not really, because they're the hand, and they'll get resurrected.
Well, my thing is that you have that episode 6 that RZA directed that shows the ruthlessness of Gao.
Yeah.
Yield or she dies, and he goes, there's no honor in it.
He's like, there's no honor in this.
And she goes, what do I care about honor?
I love that.
And I'm like, oh my god, she's such a bad guy. I love it. There's finally a good bad guy in Marvel. And what do? They kidnap her in a bullshit episode where they bum rush some drug facility where they're making heroin.
Yeah.
And Rosario Dawson puts on claws and somehow holds her own against swords after one kung fu lesson.
Well, I don't know how long she's been training.
All right, we see one kung fu lesson.
Okay, yes, that's true.
Okay, and none of it was weapons training.
Nope. But I mean, with the claws, they're basically...
I know. I'm just saying, man.
I know, but some people are thinking that is alluding to
White Tiger.
Yes,
which you told me. I'm not taking credit for that.
To her becoming the White Tiger, because Rosario Dawson, because White Tiger is like their one big Latina superhero that they got right now. Kinda. I don't think there are really any other...
Big? Like, there's no comics with her in it, is there?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah.
But I know that she's in...
Because Marvel... No, there's no Latina superheroes in Marvel, man.
America.
there's no Latina superheroes in Marvel.
Why?
Because the CEO of Marvel works for Donald Trump now. So they got to build that wall like always.
That's true, he does.
Yeah. I'm going to put you on my cabinet. Just don't put any Mexicans in your comics.
What would he even be like secretary of?
Fuck, I don't know, dude. They made one of the biggest companies in the world. He was trying to make the small business.
Oh, yeah, that guy?
Yeah, the Hardee's guy, Carl's Jr. or whatever.
Yeah, him. The guy who doesn't believe in workers' rights?
Yeah. Well, why would you whenever you can pay him $4 an hour?
Right.
But anyway, that's a different podcast. Like literally, that's a different podcast. We should really do that podcast.
I know, I kind of feeling that too.
Yeah.
Backtracking.
Yes. Anyway, going
Night
back
Nurse.
to.
Well, she's not Night Nurse.
Yeah.
She's not Night Nurse. There is a character called Night Nurse, but it's actually technically the Rachel McAdams character in Doctor Strange.
They made a Doctor Strange movie?
No. They didn't. It's okay. Shh. It's okay. Shh.
I'm having flashbacks!
Like,
the whole screen is like lines right now. Flashbacks. I'm having Danny Rand flashbacks. No, I am James Kramer. There is no Doctor Strange movie.
Oh, what was with those flashbacks? It's like there was all...
His dad's always dead in the sand. Or in the snow, sorry. Yeah, no, okay, so... I really enjoyed it up until episode 8. And that's what I'll say. And as soon as they Madame Gao should have been the bad guy for the entire season. Period. They shouldn't have been able to kidnap her or, work out the deal to release her, get the serum to cure Wing so that they can go on their business, continue the corporate struggle, and have all that shit play out. Because at that point in time, Harold had already put in motion the everything to eliminate Gao and the Hand.
Yeah.
And during all that time, Bakudo. God damn these names. Bakudo had shown up at Harold's townhouse, and he's like, I'm in charge now.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you trying to do with the writing here? The writing has been so good up until this point. Even with Harold, smashing those guys' faces in episode 7 and forcing Wade to kill his dad, Ward. God damn it, these names. All right. I'm gonna use the names I have for him at this point in time, okay?
Okay, fine.
All right. So using what was the bad guy's name from? What was the blonde-headed kid's name from Karate Kid? Because that is totally Harold.
I have no idea.
Okay, so Karate Kid guy, Harold. Harold, I remember. I don't know why I know Harold, but Fred Armisen Jr., aka Ward, slit his dad's throat, dumped his body.
No, he stabbed his dad several times.
Yeah, okay. Stabbed his dad a lot, dumped his body.
In the same spot where he dumped the other bodies.
That's fine. I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. That's the only spot he knows. That's the spot his dad taught him.
Yeah.
Okay, because his dad had him dump the faceless guys with no teeth.
Yep.
Up until this point, this show is really, really fucking good. 7 episodes. And I even like the first 2 episodes where they built everything up. And Ward is a dick. And Danny is in a
mental hospital. Which I have issues with that.
Well, you work in...
They can't force you to take meds. You can say, I refuse to take meds, and they will not give you meds. And they don't... And they will put you
But they were being paid off, too, by the Meachams.
Sure. But at the same time...
As the evidence, like, when he calls and says the plan has changed, when Harold said, release Danny...
Yeah.
And Ward goes, fuck that. The plan. He calls and he says the plan has changed, and Danny ends up in that room with the 3 guys.
And they were beating the shit out of him, and then I remember what he was saying, where he's like, when I get hit, the more I focus. I'm like, oh shit. And that's when we first got to see the Iron Fist. And
he punches through the door and
such a good payoff. Such a good payoff.
It took long enough. It took 3 hours, but still good.
You don't get to see a lot of Iron Fisting in this first season.
Well, I'm fine with that. And I thought that... the footage that they showed whenever...
Double Iron Fist.
Yeah, whenever...
When Bakudo and Danny are in his office, and Danny asks him, why are you so obsessed with the Iron Fist?
Yes, that's what it was.
He showed him this footage from, 1940s China,
Yeah.
And it was one of the
fists. And,
and he had 2 iron fists. And of course, Danny booked it before he could finish his training, so he didn't know that he could heal people with his iron fist, and he didn't know that he could have 2 of them.
Yeah. So.
Or how to recharge his chi.
Fucking moron.
Right.
And that's why Davos is back, trying to get him to go home.
Yeah.
Making tinfoil throwing stars.
Which was such a rude thing to do. Like, he attacked this poor guy, and then he's like making...
Davos is not a good person.
No, he's not, by any means. I don't know what the hell happened to him, but...
Well, as he's at the end of the very end, Madame Gao is sitting at the diner when he's offering to teach Joy how to kill.
Yeah, he's trying to make a deal with Joy to kill Danny, and Madame Gao is sitting there smiling because Davos is probably working for her now.
Which I don't... I would have a fundamental problem with that.
Because of how
dedicated and pissed off he was.
The hand.
Right, and how pissed off he was that he wasn't
the Iron Fist.
The Iron Fist.
Maybe she promised him something that would be better than the Iron Fist.
What, the protector of the hand?
I don't know.
Since Drunken Master got fucking murdered. He didn't get murdered, but he got beaten.
Yeah.
Which, if you lose,
they kill you. Yeah. So, yeah, he's pretty much good as dead. And the character development in the show is one thing that I like for specific characters. Like, when the show first started out, I liked Joy, I hated Ward. But then by the end of the show, I liked Ward, hated Joy.
Even after she got shot?
Yeah.
What?
Whatever. I don't hate her because she got shot. I hate her because she's at the end being an idiot, thinking, yeah, I want to kill Danny Rand.
No, she didn't say anything. Davos just offered.
And she said, I'm listening. That usually...
Well, that's fine. She can
listening.
Listen.
No, I'm listening translates to, I'm interested in what you're saying.
If you're listening, you may want to know how to do it, but that doesn't mean you're going to follow through and do it.
Yeah, I don't know. And some of the things she did throughout the show, I was like, wow, you were such a bitch. Like, when she showed up and she gave Danny that deal that they would pay him off and he'd have to change his name. Like, that's such a shit thing to do.
That was all down... But, okay, so Joy's character is massive daddy issues, first of all. Her dad died when she was 13. Or something along those lines. 13 or 14.
Yeah.
She was basically, I guess, I would assume, raised the rest of the way by Ward. Or whatever.
Well, I mean, Ward isn't that much older than her. They would have been, like,
15 and 10.
Adopted or
something
fostered.
Like that. Yeah. I don't know. But I don't know the details of that because none of that's gone.
It wasn't revealed.
But she's very close to Ward.
Yes.
Extremely. She backs him no matter what.
Because that's the only family she has left. Because she lost the Rands. She lost her mom when she was really young, and then she lost her dad. So she clings to Ward.
Yeah, and so she backs him no matter what, even if she doesn't believe in what he's doing. And I think that her bringing that contract to Danny in her house whenever he shows up and like puts oranges on her porch and shit.
Yeah.
I think that was all Ward.
Maybe.
And he knew that Danny would be in contact with Joy.
Yeah, and then she pulled the old one too because she realized that there is physical evidence that exists that he is Danny Rand, and it was the fingerprint on the little bowl he made for her.
She gives it to Trinity or G Money.
J Money.
That's it.
J Money. Jerry that was introduced in Jessica Jones. So now we have 2 different links.
Who's Carrie-Ann Moss?
Yes. So actually that's the same in Luke Cage too, because we had J Money and Claire Temple in Luke Cage as well. Mm-hmm. And now they're both in Iron Fist, so they're the connecting.
Well, people. It's got to be Danny Rand and Luke Cage that bring everybody together. It's got to be, dude.
Not necessarily. The way that they've shaped these shows, it's going to be more Daredevil and Iron Fist because they're the ones with the common goal. And they realize that they can work together to stop the hand, and then that's when they bring in Jessica. Well, Jessica's probably going to be the one that's...
No, Jessica's going to be working with Daredevil as a private investigator.
Why
she's going to... Because of the screenshots that I've seen off set, and they're walking side by side on the street.
Okay.
I would assume that she's going to be working as a PI for Murdoch.
Well, I would assume that Jessica is going to be the hardest to convince to work as a team. Because
I'm telling you, they've got to have her stop drinking. They've got to.
I think that would be one subplot of the show that they could look into. I mean, now that Kilgrave is dead, she has nothing to worry about. I mean, this is a perfect opportunity for her to heal.
Yeah.
especially when she's surrounded by other people in her superhero community, she won't feel as alone and isolated.
And especially since it's not like